The Ford Mustang and the Jeep are the two most customized vehicles in the world, and this guy who owned this car definitely felt that way about his. He must have gone into AutoZone and just decided to go hog wild on it. Now, a lot of people laugh at this, and a lot of people are joking and saying that it's the AutoZone Terminator, and we can look through at some of the stuff that's been done to it. In my opinion, one of the worst things that was done to this car was the grille. It's hard to see in this picture, but this was the first thing that the new owner took off, and I'm glad he did because they're really ugly. But the worst thing about this grille is you basically have to drill holes into the bumper cover to get it to work. A friend of mine had the same grille on his Terminator, and it's really ugly, and like I said, you got to drill holes. And I had actually done a story about a zinc yellow Terminator that only had 7,000 miles on it that was for sale here locally, and it was bought by a dealership back east and sold, and that car had the same grille on it, and I saw it with the grille on it when it was for sale locally, and I saw that the dealership had to put plugs in there and paint them yellow, so it's really nasty to have to do that. For this reason, I think this is one of the worst modifications that the previous owner did to the car. But obviously, the car had stickers all over it, and I don't think the car was garaged. It looked like the paint was in kind of rough shape, but these are some of the pictures of the car. It does have the front license plate frame bracket on it, and that's just a factory option. Some dealerships put that on the second they get the car, from Ford. But these stripes are pretty ugly, but it's really not that bad, and I think most of them were vinyl. So the vinyl will come off. Usually you can get it off with a heat gun, but when it's been in the sun and it cracks into little pieces, it's hard to peel it off in single strips. So it's actually really difficult to get off some vinyl that's really deteriorated. And the new owner of the car said that he has a really good detailer who's been putting in good work onto this car. Here's the front shot of the car, and you can see that Cobra snake decals coming off. And you can also see where the hood pins have been removed. There were hood pins on here. Now some companies sell stick-on hood pins that don't actually cut through the hood. So it's hard to tell in these pictures if there's actual drill holes there for actual hood pins or if they were just the stick-on ones. And you can see here in the grill area where the old grill was. And the new owner of the car has taken that grill off, and it looks pretty good now. Actually, it looks pretty open. I'm sure if you were to look up close you'd see some blemishes, but it does have the snake in the grill that has been changed by the first owner. And looking at the side of the car, it looks normal, but those are actually not Terminator side skirts. So they have an opening towards the back of the side skirt, and they've been painted black. And New Edge Mustangs are known for having a lot of different angles and pieces that can be changed for color. It's tempting for people to want to change different colors and draw lines, just like you see these vinyl stripes on the doors, how there's lots of little grooves and areas where you can go two-tone or emphasize the line in the door. And in this picture we can see the folding Cobra mirrors that are painted, and you can see the paint starting to fade on those, which is fine. The car probably needs a new paint job eventually. And then back towards the side scoop, there's a little bit of body damage on the wheel well area and the side scoop and the door, but little things for a car like this. And now as we look at the front wheels on this car, you'll notice they've been changed. They're bullet wheels, but look closely and you'll see the red brake calipers. And one thing you'll realize is the red brake calipers came on the 10th anniversary Terminator Cobras, and those Cobras only came in red, black, and silver. And this is one of those cars. This is a silver 10th anniversary Cobra. And looking at the other pictures, you can see the red seats. Those are called Colorado red seats. And so the inserts of the seats are red. They still have the leather on the sides. Most Terminators came with an Alcantara suede insert in the middle. And the 10th anniversary and Mistachrome Terminators were the only ones that came with all leather for 03 and 04. And so as we continue around the car, you'll see that these vinyl stickers are either coming off or the new owner has been taking them off. The previous owner of this car got very creative, and his taste isn't what other people enjoy, but it's what he thought made the car look good. So you have to respect people and their decision. Looking at the back of the car, I noticed that it has New Hampshire license plates, and I'll tell you why I think that's pretty significant in a moment. But also looking at the back of the car, you can see it has stock exhaust, so the car doesn't even have a cat back on it, and a SVT 10th anniversary badge on the bottom of the trunk lid. And so that is more proof that this is a 10th anniversary car. Looking in the engine bay, you can see that it has a smaller pulley on the supercharger for more boost, and a snub idler pulley next to it, and a cold air intake piece there. And besides that, just a few aftermarket caps for the coolant reservoir, the radiator, power steering, the window washer fluid, brake fluid, all those little caps in there, but stock suspensions on the strut towers. And somebody asked the new owner if the car has at least been tuned, and he said it sure has, because the previous owner talked about a really cool chip that was in the computer for high horsepower. And that's hopefully a good thing. That means that it's been tuned enough to keep the air-fuel ratio where it should be. And I know a lot of people who might not know a lot about these cars would think they just have to swap the pulley out and go race it around, but that would damage the engine, it would lean out the engine, and potentially melt some pistons. So at least the previous owner has taken that step. So looking at this car, how many miles do you think would be on it? It's actually a lot less than I would have thought it had. Something to consider though is that the car is 17 years old. So whether it has low miles or not, the fact is it's been outside probably, and 17 years of being out in the weather is going to pay a toll on it. It can fade the bumpers and the mirrors and things pretty easy. Now, the car actually only has 42,000 miles. That's pretty low, especially for a 10th anniversary Cobra. It's a good deal, and the owner who bought the car said that he got it for a great price, but after cleaning everything up on it and getting all the 10th anniversary stuff back for it, he is now in the car $18,000. That is very commendable. It's nice to see people who take a car that needs some help and fix it up instead of just buying a nice one. Although there are some people who really want to have original paint and all those types of things, and so for those people this is not a car for them. But I think a lot of people see the car in this condition like this and they think, I could buy that and make it something nice. So some of the response to this car was pretty funny. Some people were saying, what, did some kindergartner get too many stickers to play with? Or is that an AutoZone special? What in the trailer park trash is that? The AutoZone Terminator. Whoa, is that Stevie Wonder's car? What in the Dollar General is going on here? Thank you for saving it. Buying a Terminator should require a background check. That Cobra needs to go to drug rehab. You know, there are just lots of funny things that people said, and it's nice to see though that somebody has saved the car. It is definitely in the right hands because it is now in with the Terminator Cobra group, and this is what the car looks like now. So this is the early progress of the car. Obviously taking all the vinyl off of it was the majority of the problem, but some people had asked to see some more evidence that it's really a Terminator Cobra, and the owner had posted the engine bay picture that I already showed you, but more importantly he had these really two neat pieces of documentation. First off, he had the original window sticker to the car, so the other owner had this for him, and it shows that it's a 325A, which is the 10th anniversary package, and it shows on the window sticker that it had the 10th anniversary wheels and things. And something that I like about this window sticker is if you look in the bottom left corner, it shows you the dealership where the car was shipped to brand new, and it was New Hampshire. So that's why I thought it was neat that it had New Hampshire plates on it, because that shows this car was probably a local car that wasn't all over the country. It was something that was purchased and probably kept nearby. Also, something I wanted to point out about the window sticker was in this top right corner, it says exterior silver metallic, interior dark charcoal leather / graphite. So it would have been a graphite seat car, but it has the 10th anniversary seats. And some of them on the window sticker actually say red INS for red inserts. It depends on when they were made. I think the earlier window stickers just said /graphite instead of /red insert. So that's really interesting, but that is a 10th anniversary thing, and some 10th anniversary Cobras did have that on the window sticker, so that's not fake. The other nice piece of documentation that the owner has is the Ford Special Vehicle Team Certificate, and it shows the VIN number, and it shows that it is a limited edition 03 SVT Cobra, and also that it was built on 6/20/2003, and number 7714 out of the 8394 Terminators built in '03. Now that's not the number of 10th anniversary, that is the number of actual Cobras that it was for the 2003 year. Now I just went and looked at the window sticker that came with my 10th anniversary Torch Red car, and it actually does say red INS for red inserts on the seats. But what's interesting is mine, I don't know the build date on mine, I don't have that certificate yet, but it does say under the hood there's a marking that says 618, and the invoice on the window sticker looks like it says 617. So that would lead me to believe that mine was built just a couple weeks before this one, but my window sticker is correct with the red inserts. So I don't know if that's something, I don't know how that works, where if it was something they did earlier or later to change it to the red inserts. So that's just something interesting. If you know anything about that, put that in the comments. Now looking at the interior, it had a bunch of stick-on things on the center console, and the bezel around the gauges had been changed to a different color, and little things around the gauges too. And the shift boot, not sure if the original was underneath there or if they had changed it to the red, but the 10th anniversary shift boot is actually different, as well as the shift knob. They are a carbon fiber leather print. And even though it's hard to tell in this picture, there is the stick-on radio cover that goes around the bezel to make it look chrome, and there are red floor mats as well. But now look at the transformation. You can see it has the carbon fiber 10th anniversary leather shift boot and shift knob. The seats look great, and the center console and radio bezels and gauge cluster and everything all look back the way they should. So it's a really nice looking car. Inside looks phenomenal. Even the back seat looks good. You can see there's a couple dimples there where the seats have been down on the seat belts, but those should come out. And something neat he did with the floor mats that he was proud of is he said he paid $9 and had these dyed black. So here you can see they put them in this chemical or whatever it is that changes them, and dyed them to what actually looks more like the factory color of the floor mats. And so they have the red around the rim, and that actually looks kind of good. So pretty interesting he did that, because floor mats, you can always change them out if you want, and I know the 10th anniversary ones go for high dollar, so I think that's a pretty cool alternative. And look at the paint. What a beautiful looking car. Now he said he had changed the wheels, and he did have some paint and body work done to the car, and he's going to have a paintless dent guy try to get those little dents out from the passenger side door. But the rest of the car looks phenomenal. When he posted these pictures, somebody said, "You're just teasing us. Those are the pictures of the car before it had the stickers, when it was new." And that's a nice way of saying, look how good the car looks. The detailer did a phenomenal job. Looks wonderful. You would never have known it looked as bad as it did before. And he said that he had the license plate say Skynet, which he says is the maker of the Terminator. So really neat for his detailer to go to all this from this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you were shocked to see a Terminator that looks like this. I sure was. It's cool to see that now the car looks a lot better, and it's making progress, and it's in the hands of somebody who takes better care of it, if you would say that. I don't want to say the first owner didn't love the car. I think they probably had a lot of pride in it and liked it. They just didn't do things to it that most people agree with. So thanks for watching this story. Stay here for more Mustang stories, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already on here with us.